Hey everybody, I'm Zach and I like movies, and I'm here to talk to you about Chainsaw Man, the movie, the REZE arc. So, from the, honestly we can't call it, twisted mind of mangaka artist Tatsuki Fujimoto and the brilliant and very talented and overworked animators over at Mappa Studios comes Chainsaw Man. One of the really hottest, not just hottest things, but one of the best things to ever come out of Shonen Jump magazine. Not just of recent years, but really possibly ever. If you've ever had a friend who's like super into anime and manga, and they have rambled about Chainsaw Man, you really should believe the hype, because Chainsaw Man, the manga really is just, it is kind of peak fiction. It is just so, like, the way that Fujimoto does the paneling and the artwork, the paneling, oh my god, it's like illustrations, and the way he writes all these characters and this world, it's just next level. He feels almost pure. He feels almost peerless, but his peers are absolutely putting out other realms of peak, like with Dan or Kagurabachi, or I certainly love My Hero, and there's stuff like Bleach, and of course I could go on, but. But we have Chainsaw Man, and just gonna give you a quick rundown of the plot. So, in this world, there are devils and demons, and the devils are usually like monsters based off of concepts that give people fear. Like, there are spider devils, there are violence devils, devils of anything from like tomatoes to the concepts of infinity. And then we're focusing on Denji. He is a 16-year-old boy who, through the many unfortunate series of events of his life, got himself killed, and eventually he had his pet chainsaw devil puppy, Pochita, form with his body to become his heart, and now he is the Chainsaw Devil, the Chainsaw Man. And it is both a Shonen Jump action shonen, a workplace dark comedy, a absolutely tragic nightmare, just a borderline cosmically horrific hellscape, and it is simultaneously immature, stupid, and also so tender and meaningful, and just really sneaks up on you all at the same time. And I kind of have to preamble all of this because this movie explains absolutely none of that. Like, this movie picks up right where the first season ended off and just goes. Which, I have to say, off the top of my head, I can't think of the last time or any time where, you had, an anime movie that was, essential to the story. You would most of the time you get a one-off, with the My Hero movies, or any of the various Naruto movies that was made. It's usually just oh, here's another thing, maybe it'll be referenced in canon later on, but not it's more incidental than anything. Or if they are important, it's end of Eva, where it's the end of the story, or then the subsequent rebuilds, or maybe the Demon Slayer movies do that. I'm super in the dark about Demon Slayer. I have no idea what goes on there. But with Chainsaw Man, the season left off with Denji having really achieved his dream of just having a stable enough life. He has a job. He's able to eat jelly bread every day. Sure, he has roommates he kind of can't stand sometimes, like Aki, like Power, who is basically like a sister to him. She is the absolute worst, which is why she's the absolute best. And Aki, who is just can't take them anywhere. But he also has a crush on his boss Makima, who is she's obviously very sinister, but also seems to take a shine to Denji. She asks him out on a date, and they go movie hopping for all day, and man, oh no, she's a woman after my own heart. But Denji is terminally, is a kid who just is so desperate for any stability, so desperate for any like affection. He's almost terminally down bad all the time. Oh man, it's like his greatest wish in the first chunk of the story in the first season. His greatest wish was just to feel a boob. That's all he really wanted. But after his date with Makima, he bumps into a girl named REZE, and she is kind of a manic pixie dream girl bit, and he's super like he's almost immediately smitten, and REZE is she's not only adorable and super they have this absolutely wonderful first date. She is explosive because she's the bomb devil, and from there it's just all gas, no brakes, just absolute Mappa heat action spectacle. And yeah, this movie rips and it tears, and it's a pretty damn clean adaptation of the REZE arc. It's like I'm sort of hard pressed to think of any reason to not enjoy this. Like I do want to know what people who go see this who are unfamiliar with Chainsaw Man would think about this, because my brother, I wanted to take him. He knows very little about Chainsaw Man, but I feel like even though you kind of need the full first season at least just watching the first season to fully get where we are in the story and get the full impact of the emotions by the end. It's not I feel like the movie doesn't feel like there's just enough in the movie for you to infer what's going on. But I also don't know if I'm saying that because I know what happens both before and after. But yeah, that is sort of my one major hesitation about this movie, is that it's not at all for newcomers. There's no real I guess I don't know if this is a real entry point. I'm just gonna have to put that out there. Is this that good of an entry point for Chainsaw Man? I kind of don't, because I'm honestly don't know. No, but that being said, the movie is it's just absolutely gorgeous. The directing here is fantastic. It's directed by Tatsuya Yoshihara, who has credits both with Black Clover, more Monster Masune, and a pair of Chainsaw Man episodes. And his direction here is really fantastic. Chainsaw Man the anime already had this really excellent cinematic quality to it, and speaking as somebody who sort of came into Chainsaw Man sort of anime first and then subsequently read the manga, I really appreciate a lot of the adaptational changes that was made with in terms of the adaptation, because in order to kind of because Fujimoto is so skilled at in how he illustrates the comic paneling, that it sort of it was sort of play and lean into what does with time, and even how sometimes there'll be this almost vague fourth wall break in how things interact outside of the paneling and also in the paneling, and I feel how a full in spirit adaptation to Chainsaw Man. I understand what people were getting at. Eventually came around to what people were saying. In order to get a very similar in spirit adaptation of Chainsaw Man, you would need somebody to understand animation in of the same level as Fujimoto understands manga. And that does sound, and even saying that out loud, that does sound kind of, well, it feels a little gatekeepy, even saying it out. But I feel like the choices made with the more cinematic approach to both the anime and the movie, this movie, it's very. I really appreciate the patience of it. Like so much of the first act of this movie is, and much of and it follows through with the anime, is that there's such a excellent sense of like slow build up. Like, yeah, things are like sort of off on the horizon. There is like you get flashes of like, oh, this like devil hunter is like coming around. There's like threats here and there. There's weird suspicion and mystery to like clear motivations, because devils and devil hunters want Denji's heart. They want the chainsaw heart, but for unknown reasons, at least reasons that are not clear yet. And there's always this threat of there's always this like menace just on the horizon. But when we're with Denji and we're following him and his like circle of characters, there's like this beautiful stretch of just like slowly just letting moments just linger and sit, and really letting the atmosphere breathe, so that when things really hit that Chainsaw Man pacing, where that makes the shift land even harder, where it goes from like 0 to 100 in like a nanosecond. And couple that with just this absolutely, my God, like I can't say enough how absolutely gorgeous this animation is. Like, this has the Mappa heat. Like, if you have seen even just recently with Chainsaw Man, with Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, like their work is absolutely nuts, just complete. And I really wish it didn't have to come at the cost of seriously overworking the animators there. Like, my God, the horror stories were almost weekly with that season. But their work really does speak for itself. Even here, like, wow, like when it gets when it does get into that massive spectacle of like just the absolute bug nuts of the explosions and like the blood and the gore, and just this has the stuff that like lets out that really makes that child in the back of your head like really jump on the couch with excitement, because you'll have Denji talking to Beam, who is the best. He is the shark demon he's able to like swim and everything as if it were water, and he's like explaining stuff like, you can like change the Chainsaw Man, he moves so fast, he throws out his chains and he can swing on buildings. And Denji's like, you think so that means I can like throw my chains on you and ride Beam the shark like a horse? And like, yes, Mr. Chainsaw Man, you're such a genius. And so you have Denji as the Chainsaw Man, whose arms and face are a chainsaw, mind you, ride a shark into a typhoon that is exploding, and also a giant baby. Because Fujimoto is just metal as hell like that, and like saying that out loud, yeah, it absolutely rips. And also, wow, man, the explosion work with REZE is, oh man, it's so good. Every bit, like all of the impact frames land, and also the sound design. Gotta give full marks to the sound design on this, because my God, like every blast when she just uses her explosions to like fly, it feels so concussive. My God. And man, yeah, when it like gets into that like absolutely crazy, when it gets into the real crazy spectacle, it's absolutely worth the price of admission. And it's that part that really, but it's really, at the end of the day, the emotional stingers that bookend the movie with what is at the heart of this movie. As Denji says, everyone wants the Chainsaw Man's heart, but what about Denji's heart? And Denji is a very tragic, lonely kid, and he's just constantly constantly put down, constantly underestimated. But that is also kind of the wherewithal strength of him. He's able to overcome it's just so much pain. I really want him to just have a nice life, and it's really, and there's also a nice conjoining, sort of like a tragedy with REZE when you see, and I don't want to give this away. I don't want to fully give it away, the circumstances, but you see, she sees that she and Denji are like other sides of a coin, and I think the way that this movie really lands emotionally at the end, I think really does the arc justice. Yeah, it's yeah, man, I should have expected this, but like, man, after when all the excitement died down, and you're just led to like pick up the pieces that was shredded off, it's just like, man, it just simmers away at your heart, and but there's still more pain yet to come. But honestly, yeah, if you haven't watched Chainsaw Man, and you've stumbled onto this video, you really should just do yourself a favor and watch Chainsaw Man. And if you haven't read or watched Chainsaw Man, you're just going fresh into the movie, I would probably go with a friend. Go with a friend who's like familiar with Chainsaw Man. Then they can maybe like, get you up to speed enough if this video hasn't already. But can't recommend this enough. This movie was awesome. Genuinely pretty damn just wow, so much fun. Also, my God, have to really recommend, have to really shout out the composer here, Kensuke Ushio. Probably the best thing he's ever done. He's done, he did the soundtracks for both A Silent Voice, which is my beautiful, breathtaking movie, and he's done compositions for Don Da Don, which is amazing work. And I love the way that he uses uses the music in with the sound design, the way that like when the beauty of the moment of like Denji and Reze's date, that first date, it's all beautiful pianos on top of strings, and then when fists start to fly and blood spurts, it's all this like high octane, just incredibly pulse pounding synth like stuff you could play on the club basically. And yeah, honestly, some of his best music I think ever. And yeah, Chainsaw Man just really brings out the best in everybody. And all of the animators and all the writers and the voice acting's great, direction's great, the lighting is insane too. The sound, yeah, it's Chainsaw Man. I don't know what else more I can say, but yeah, check it out. Really curious to see some more how newcomers might feel about this if you somehow aren't familiar with Chainsaw Man. But yeah, I think that'll be it. Feeling a pretty strong 8, maybe a light 9. I think some of the emotions didn't land quite as hard as I thought it would, but yeah, it did stomp on my heart. It did get me. But yeah, can't recommend this enough. It rips, it tears, it blew me away. And well, that'll be it. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all have a wonderful Spooktober. We got like a few more days till Halloween. Got to keep in my horror movies. And for now, I'll leave you all. That'll be it. I'm Zach. I like movies. I got a lot more movies to watch. And hope you all enjoyed. Hope you keep on with Chainsaw Man. What did you think of Chainsaw Man, the movie, the REZE arc? And yeah, that'll be it. And I'm Zach. I like movies. Because movies are life, and life is good. Life is worth it. And I will see you all next time. You take care of yourselves.